cross through a magical force field into another realm, where you are a welcomed guest at an enchanted bed and breakfast. There, you enjoy the company of the Voyager witch, who has just returned from an expedition to recover precious relics from distant lands. After exploring a treasure trove of magical artifacts, you curl up on a porch swing under the stars, while a gentle breeze rocks you to sleep in tonight's visit to the Haven Shoppe. The Haven Shoppe is a fantasy bedtime story series that will reconnect you with your inner magic as you dwell in the sacred space between waking and sleep. My name is Andrea, and I am deeply honored to be part of your sacred bedtime ritual. As you lie in bed, gently bring your awareness to each part of your body. Start with your toes, slowly progressing to your head. Relax and release any tension in each area. Breathe deeply, inhaling calmness and exhaling any stress. Allow your body to sink into the bed, embracing a sense of tranquility. Your work today is complete, and from here on, the only thing you need to do is relax and enjoy tonight's story. Today you are busily moving around your home, sifting through a basket of clean laundry for a few last items to add to your travel bag. You are filled with childlike excitement in anticipation of your upcoming trip. As you pack, your mind travels back to your visit to the Haven Shoppe that inspired this adventure. It was a frigid and dreary afternoon when you stopped in to pick up a tin of your favorite winter remedy. The peppermint and chamomile infused balm works magic on your skin and shakes off the doldrums that have set in over the long, cold winter. It feels like every day has been the same lately. In your conversation with Jadis and Aurora, the friendly witches who own the shop, you remarked that you could use a change of scenery. You could see an idea hatching in Jadis's mind the moment you spoke the words. She reflexively placed a hand on her sister's arm and looked at her. "Oh, absolutely," Aurora replied. The two seem to have a connection that allows them to have private, unspoken conversations. You never tire of watching them interact. "We have just the place," Jadis said, letting you in on their thoughts. "A magical little bed and breakfast, hidden away from the world. It has beautiful grounds and one-of-a-kind caretakers. We visit quite often ourselves when we need a little retreat. You won't find it on any map, but it's just a short train ride away." You jumped at the chance, and now the day is finally here. Packed and ready, you head to the train station for your weekend adventure. You find your way to the station with ease, and the attendant takes your bag, directing you toward the short line to board the train. Everything is running on time. An excellent start to your day. As you wait, you notice the dusting of snow that blankets your surroundings. It glimmers in the sunlight. It really is beautiful. Strangely, the sister witches suggested you pack some warm weather clothes. You can't imagine why you'd need them in the middle of winter, but you know better than to doubt them. You cannot wait to begin your journey. The conductor invites you aboard, and the vintage interior of the train looks far more impressive than you'd imagined. Polished dark wood and red velvet seats create a classic, luxurious atmosphere, transporting passengers to an era of elegance and refined travel. There are only a few other people on the train as you settle into your seat. Large windows span the length of the train car. You're so glad you picked this time of year for your trip. The barren landscape allows you to see for miles among the bare branches, lightly frosted in snow. The scenery begins to accelerate and blur as the train gains speed. Looking around the train car, you exchange a smile with the woman in the seat across the aisle. You hadn't even noticed her sit down. You were so caught up in the beauty of the snowscape. She looks oddly familiar. Her face has a classic beauty, and she wears a long, olive-colored dress with a peasant top, her perfect chestnut spirals cascading over her shoulders. "I'm glad you made it," she says, calling you by name. Reading the confusion on your face, she smiles. "Let me introduce myself. I'm Deirdre." She proceeds to tell you that she's off to see her brother for a visit. As she speaks, you study her face more closely, trying to pinpoint the origin of the familiarity. She even sounds familiar. Her blue-green eyes sparkle, and her demeanor is vibrant and full of energy. She has a knowingness about her. That's it. She reminds you of the sister witches. You immediately feel a sense of kinship with her. You continue to chat, and before you know it, it's your stop. As you ready yourself to exit the train, you notice Deirdre is doing the same. As the station comes into view, you scan the crowd for any signs of your chauffeur. Jadis and Aurora assured you that the B&B caretaker would be there waiting, but you have no idea how you'll find each other. The train comes to a stop, and the doors open. You and Deirdre disembark together, and you ask her if her brother will be picking her up. "No," she replies. "I'll see him later. I have a stop to make first." You don't feel quite ready to say goodbye to your enchanting new friend, who reminds you so much of home. But you wish her well, and tell her you hope your paths cross again. "Oh, I'm sure they will," she says with a small laugh, and goes on her way. She never did explain how she knew your name. Just inside the station, a handsome man with a kind smile approaches you. He introduces himself as Ambrose, the innkeeper of the B&B. Well, that was easy, you think to yourself. We are so pleased to have you as our guest, he says warmly. He offers to take your bags, and you hand them over, delighting in how smoothly everything is unfolding. Together, you exit the station, where a beautiful, shiny red convertible awaits, lending a pop of color to the otherwise snow-white landscape. Though the convertible top is closed, you find it a slightly odd transportation choice, considering the cold and snow. It certainly looks more like a fair-weather vehicle. Ambrose loads your bags into the trunk and opens the passenger side door. You duck inside without hesitation. Within the few short minutes you've been together, you already feel like you've known him forever. The ride takes you down a narrow country lane. The tree-lined road is peaceful and quiet. This is just what you needed. Up ahead, there appears to be a haze in the air, blocking the view of the road. The thin shield blurs the shapes and colors beyond it, but you notice that Ambrose isn't slowing down. You feel the familiar tingle of magic as you cross straight through the threshold into the glimmer. Through the daytime haze, the ordinary world transforms into a surreal landscape where shapes dance and colors meld like moving, abstract art. The tingling sensation in your body intensifies as you move deeper through the magical force field. When you emerge on the other side, the wintry landscape has transformed into a warm, sunny day. Trees are fully alive, their foliage on full display, and wildflowers dance in the breeze along the roadside. And somehow, the top of the convertible is now down. Balmy breeze blows through your hair, and sunshine pours over your face and shoulders. Ambrose is grinning from ear to ear, and you laugh, surprised and delighted by your new surroundings on the open road. A stately colonial home soon comes into view, complete with a wraparound porch, quaint shutters, and window boxes brimming with colorful flowers. A stunning ruby red front door makes the perfect accent. "We're here," Ambrose announces, pulling into the wide, circular driveway. The house appears to be more of a sprawling estate than the small B&B you anticipated, but somehow it still seems cozy. The architecture carries distinct features that hint at its age, but the beautiful home is clearly well loved and in pristine condition. "They don't make them like this anymore," Ambrose comments, as if reading your thoughts. He graciously opens your car door, and you take a moment to admire your new surroundings as he collects your luggage. An oversized porch swing, swaying in the breeze, catches your eye. It's decorated with toss pillows, making it the perfect place for an alfresco nap in the shade. Hanging and potted flowers have been lovingly arranged around it, creating a most inviting first impression. You make a mental note to return to it later. Ambrose opens the front door and welcomes you into your home away from home. Inside, you are captivated by grandeur, warm hues, and plush furnishings, many of them antique, create a perfect blend of comfort and refinement for guests to unwind. Ambrose offers to show you to your room so you can settle in, and then give you a tour of the grounds. So you follow him up the wide, elegant staircase, admiring the intricately designed wooden rail as you go. On the second story, you are greeted by gleaming hardwood floors and long hand-woven carpets of red and gold. They lead the way down a long corridor of closed doors. Each paneled door is framed by the glow of soft light escaping their edges, piquing your curiosity as you wonder what's behind them. Ornate sconces affixed to the wall outside each door hold white tapered candles. What stories could this house tell, you think? Your room is the last door at the end of the hall, and as you open it, the wall candle just outside your door alights, as if to signal the room is now occupied. There is only one other candle lit in the long corridor. There must be another guest in the house. Your room is cheery and bright, with soft colors and plenty of natural sunlight. You unpack your belongings, freshen up, and head downstairs, where Ambrose awaits to take you on your tour. You can't wait to explore. As he begins the tour, Ambrose explains that the house has been in his family for generations. It is a magical retreat, accessible only to those who are invited by members of his lineage. He points out some of the house's more impressive highlights before taking you through the well-equipped kitchen and through a set of French doors. They lead to a large patio with a towering fireplace next to a pavilion that covers plush outdoor seating. You imagine how nice it must be to curl up next to a fire at night. A grotto with large stones, lush greenery, and a waterfall creates a deeply calming atmosphere. The sound of cascading water, coupled with birdsong, is hypnotizing, sending waves of relaxation through your body. Encompassing this little sanctuary is a vast open land that is neatly manicured, surrounded by a tree line of evergreens and apple trees. You could spend your entire weekend in the backyard and be perfectly content. You wander the grounds with Ambrose, taking in its beauty, asking questions, and chatting away. When you finally return inside, you find a woman preparing a fire in the main living room. She has her back to you, but you recognize her mane of dark curls immediately. It's Deirdre, the woman from the train. She turns to greet you with an open-armed, sing-song welcome that makes you smile. "This is our sister, Deirdre," Ambrose explains. "Now you've met us all." At once, recognition clicks into place. Jadis, Aurora, Deirdre, and Ambrose are all siblings, and this is their childhood home. How wonderful to be welcomed into the personal lives of your magical friends from the Haven Shoppe. You settle into a cozy chair by the fire with Deirdre and Ambrose, excited to learn more about them. Jadis and Aurora are both highly skilled in their magical crafts. You wonder if their siblings have powers too. As if on cue, Ambrose asks Deirdre what she's found on her adventures this time. She shoots her brother a mockingly exasperated look in a playful display of banter that siblings often share. Then she opens a large travel trunk positioned next to her. It looks rather familiar. You're sure you've seen it at the Haven Shoppe before. Deirdre begins to tell you of her travels. "I am a voyager witch. I have the ability to teleport to any place or time of my choosing, although I still enjoy traditional means of transportation from time to time," she says with a wink, recalling this afternoon's train ride. "My life's work is to gather and protect magical artifacts and relics. These items often possess powerful magic that must be guarded. Most of them are kept here, under a protection spell. Others I bring to Jadis and Aurora for the Haven Shoppe. As you already know, when these items are used properly, they can bring great joy and peace." Deirdre pulls several curious objects from the trunk and begins to pile them onto her lap, captivating her small audience. Despite her efforts, a few items slip onto the floor. A sparkling, sphere-shaped object rolls past your feet. Before you can retrieve it, a large, orange ball of fur appears out of thin air. The Persian cat pounces and claims the magical orb as her play toy, batting it further across the floor with her fluffy, creamsicle-colored paws. "There you are, Gypsy," Deirdre says to her feline familiar, whose blue-green eyes are a perfect match to her own. She likes to time hop on her own occasionally, she explains. Growing tired of her new toy, Gypsy weaves her way through the room and settles herself directly in the middle of your friendly group. Deirdre explains that the object is a crystal orblet. Its mystical powers allow its user to manipulate weather patterns. "I thought it would come in handy when I travel," she adds. "So this little treasure is for me." The room collectively redirects its attention to the treasures that remain on Deirdre's lap. Next, she holds up a large plume with shades of red, gold, and deep purple. Phoenix feather, she announces. Great for making wands. She sets it aside and picks up another relic from the heap. It is an ornate velvet box covered in sparkling gemstones. Deirdre opens the lid with reverence, extracting a shimmering silver necklace holding a delicate crystal pendant. This amulet captures the essence of all 4 elements. She dangles the crystal pendant in front of you to offer a closer look. Within the gem, you can see miniature whirlwinds that represent air, tiny flickers of flame, droplets of water, and fragments of earth, all moving and swirling together. The gem is set in an intricately designed silver setting, adorned with runes that pulse softly with magic. Deirdre explains that when worn, the amulet adjusts its temperature in response to the surrounding environment. In freezing conditions, it emanates a gentle warmth, providing comfort against the cold. In scorching heat, it radiates a cool and refreshing sensation, ensuring the wearer remains comfortable. You'll have to keep an eye out for this one at the Haven Shoppe, you think. Without warning, Deirdre tosses the next item at her brother, who catches it gracefully, their movements seemingly synchronized. "You'll like this one, Ambrose," she says. "I had to travel far to recover it." She clears her lap and stands, proudly launching into the history of the unusual treasure as Ambrose holds it up to his person. This is an impenetrable dragon-scale chest plate. The armor is a masterpiece of craftsmanship and enchantment. Its sleek design seamlessly molds to the wearer's form, providing unparalleled protection without sacrificing mobility. What an incredible artifact! The scales of the chest plate shimmer with otherworldly luster, reflecting shades of deep emerald green and metallic gold. This particular relic will surely stay here at the hidden B&B for safekeeping. A few items remain, and you spend several hours together, inspecting each one and enjoying Deirdre's lively demonstrations of their magic. What a fantastical and adventurous life it must be to be a relic seeker, traveling across space and time and unearthing artifacts that crackle with magic of ages past. Finally, you've reached the bottom of the pile, where an unassuming scrap of parchment remains. Deirdre glances in your direction. "I have a little something for you, too," she says. This is a whispering map. It whispers directions and warnings to its user, unveiling hidden paths, secret locations, and magical portals. Its special guidance will prove invaluable in unfamiliar territories. I'd like you to have it. You can use it to find your way here again, should you like to return. Moved, you express your deep appreciation for this wonderful gift and promise to come back and visit again. By now, the sun has set. You say goodnight to your new friends and wander outside to the front porch to take in the view. The porch swing looks absolutely luxurious. You arrange the pillows on one end for your head and recline, bringing your feet up and tucking them under a blanket. From this comfortable position, you have a full view of the clear night sky, filled with twinkling lights and a bright crescent moon. The rhythmic motion of the swing and the gentle night breeze are deeply soothing. As you sway, you begin to notice the outdoor soundscape. Crickets contribute a rhythmic chirping, and you pick up the occasional croaking of frogs in the distance. A hooting owl whispers on the night breeze, all harmonizing into a lovely nocturnal song. You are surrounded by the magic of this special place. Your heart overflows with gratitude for Jadis and Aurora, who invited you into this enchanted world and shared a piece of themselves with you. The breeze picks up and your swing begins to rock, lulling you into a deeply peaceful state. Just before your eyes fall closed, a shooting star crosses the sky, leading the way into sleep. Good night.